Hi. So, what is this? I made a choice. And I'm mad because this is a permanent sticker, which I would not have gotten this version if I'd known it was a permanent sticker. Anyway, I'm giving Lauren Asher another shot. So for those of you who haven't watched it, one of my very first videos on this channel was reading the fine print by Lauren Asher. And that was, interesting. Was not the biggest fan of that, to be perfectly honest with you. And I know that people say in the Dreamland Billionaires series, I think it's called, that the fine print is the worst book out of the lot. Most people don't like the fine print, but they like terms and conditions and final author. I went into that book knowing that. I didn't really like the fine print. I think I gave it 2.5 stars. Let me check. I did give it 2.5 stars. I really was not a fan. I thought it was boring, just didn't interest me. I'm not gonna go into it. I have a whole reading vlog on it. If you care to go watch that, please do. But point is, I did not like that, and even though I went into that knowing, it still kind of affected me in the way where I was really hesitant to pick up her work again. I am still technically very hesitant to pick up the rest of the series, even though I do want to finish that series. I think the books are gorgeous. I would like an excuse to buy them at some point. And I do just in general want to finish that trilogy, but because of the fine print experience, it has just scared me to pick up that series. And then her other series, which if I'm not wrong, I think it's like the Throttled series or something, and it's F1 drivers maybe or something, I don't know. That just does not sound interesting to me. I know a lot of people love it. It has not at all piqued my interest whatsoever. So I've just never really had an excuse, because the one series I don't want to read, full stop, end of, and the other series I'm terrified to pick back up because I didn't like book 1. This came out on the 7th of November, and so far I've heard pretty good things. I read the back and it did interest me quite a bit. I really like the cover. And I don't know, I really was in the mood to read it. I am actually currently doing a reread of Once Upon a Broken Heart to annotate it, and I thought it would be really fun to just have a light-hearted, not fantasy book to read in between to just kind of help through any fatigue I might have, since it is a back-to-back reread, and then also just to, if I don't feel like annotating, like if it's really late or early, I can pick up a book that I don't have to worry about having to annotate or think about at all, really. So I decided to go ahead and pick it up, and based on how I feel about this book, I will make my decision on whether or not I choose to continue the Dreamland Billionaires trilogy. And if I like this book, I'll obviously continue the series as the books come out, which will be fun because Lauren Asher's books are very long. This one is over 500 pages. I think it's like 519, which is ridiculous for a romance book. I'm just gonna put that out there. 400 pages is the absolute max, in my opinion, that a romance book should be. And honestly, it should be more 300 to 350 pages. 400 is really like, okay, if you're talking about like serious stuff, then you can up it to 400. But what happens in this book that requires 519 pages? You tell me. Anyway, different story. Point is, if I like this book, I'll continue this series and I will pick up Dreamland Billionaires. Not immediately, just in general in the future, I will do that. And yeah, I thought I would vlog my experience because this is my second Lauren Asher book. You guys were with me for that first little reading vlog that I did, and I thought, why not give her a second shot, and then my final opinion will be here. I'm hoping I like it because, like I said, I do want to finish the Dreamland Billionaire series. It is something that has been like stuck in my mind, not because I don't know why. There are certain books that I just for some reason really keep looking at, even though I DNF'd them and I didn't like them, or even though I don't think I have any interest in them. There's just something about them that keeps me eyeing them a little bit, and that's one of those series, so I would like to finish it at some point or another, and this will be the deciding factor of whether or not I do that. So I actually did start this book this morning. I'm only 54 pages into it. My goal for it is to read maybe 50 pages a day-ish. 50 to 100, but since I'm rereading Once Upon a Broken Heart as well, I'm not wanting to binge this that much. I kind of want to try and make this last throughout at least 2 of the books. So this will probably take me about 2-ish weeks to finish. If I can stick to that goal, we will see. And I have not decided if this is going to be spoiler free or not yet, as I am filming this because I literally started it this morning. So you obviously know by now if it's spoiler or not, because if things are spoiler, I always put it in the title. But yeah, as of right now, I don't know. Check the title to see if it's spoiler or not. I am excited to read it though. So far, first 54 pages has intrigued me. This book seems to be touching a lot on depression. The main girl, Dahlia, has really bad depression and she's dealing with that and working through it. So I am excited to read about that, to see how that will be represented. In general, I'm just excited. The characters are pretty likable so far. I'm seeing a little trend happening already about having kids and stuff, which I'm not that excited to read about, dealing with like, oh, I want kids but I can't have them, or I don't want kids but my partner does, stuff like that. Like, I don't enjoy reading about that particularly, but it's fine. So far that's really the only things that are happening, and I will just update you as things get interesting. So yeah, I will see you when I see you. So I'm reading Love Redesigned and I'm on page 37, and I know this is going to be a series by Lauren Asher, and one of the billionaires, Rafa, has a kid, and his kid's talking about his best friend Ellie, and then it says here that Rafa, the dad's like, she's his nanny. Something dark passes over Rafa's face before he schools his features, and I just know that one of the series romance books is going to be about Rafa and this nanny. I am betting you all the money in the world that this is going to be a thing. So we will see, but I'm excited to find out that I'm right. Hi. So I'm this far into the book. I'm on page 160, and so far what has happened is Dahlia and Julian decided to team up on a project together, a house flip essentially, which makes the title make a lot of sense now. But they're doing that together, and she just got hurt. So Julian came to her rescue, took her to the hospital. It was like a whole thing. It was kind of cute, not gonna lie. And I'm not entirely sure percentage wise how far I am into the book, but I want to say maybe 20 to 30%, like somewhere in that range. And so far I'm actually enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would, and a lot more than I enjoyed fine print. So we're only a little bit into it, but Lauren Asher's redemption is going pretty well so far, so I'm really happy about that. I am only reading about 50 pages a day, so I'm not really flying through this book, which is a disappointment because I kind of want to, but I am also rereading the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy and annotating it, so I don't want to fly through this one too quickly because I want to read a non-fantasy while rereading that, just so that I don't get confused, and I already have what I want to read after this like lined up. So I'm hoping this takes me about 2 to 3 weeks to finish, but we will see. I'm trying really hard to pace myself, but I am enjoying it a lot so far, and the couple is pretty cute so far. They're still at their hate stage of hate to love, and I'm hoping it's a little bit of a slow burn. I'm hoping that they don't get together at like the halfway point, but in general, so far, gets a thumbs up for me. Hi. So, long time no see. I have a lot of updates. So it's been a while since I checked in, and basically what has happened since the last check-in is basically they just decided to become friends with benefits, and that's it. Really. Since it's been so long since I've checked in, I'm not entirely sure what the last thing was that I told you, but in this book, nothing happens. But I basically stopped at 56% and I haven't read it since, and I actually officially DNF'd it 3 days ago. I really wanted to like it. I really enjoyed Julian specifically as a character. The main girl character, who's Dahlia. Dahlia was okay. Didn't hate her, didn't love her. She was just indifferent to me. But in general, I just found that nothing happens. We're 256 pages into the book and they had barely gotten along. There was like one kind of spicy scene that happened and that was really it. And like I said, they decided to be friends with benefits. But the problem is I love slow burns. Like I love a good slow burn. I love some tension. But the problem with that is there needs to be stuff going on to make up for the lack of romance. And in this book, nothing is going on. Like plot wise, it's so empty and dull. And they're supposed to be like fixing up a house, but it was nearly 300 pages of nothing. And in general, I just don't think I enjoy Lauren Asher's writing. This type of romance is not for me. Like I said, when it comes to romances, 350 pages is my limit. There's a lot of plot going on, or if there's like a really big conflict going on or something, I can tolerate up to 400 pages, but that is like a hard limit. Anything beyond that I feel is excessive, and it never needs to be that long. Ever. Like every romance book that I have read that has been over 400 pages, I have thought was too long, and generally, I just don't think this type of romance is for me. I don't think Lauren Asher or any similar authors such as Anna Huang are for me. It's just not the type of romance that I enjoy. It's too long. I don't think there's anything wrong with the book aside from being really boring. Like I said, I really enjoy Julian and I wanted to push through to see how his story resolves, but in general, it's not for me. I didn't enjoy it, to be quite frank, and I don't think I'll be picking up another Lauren Asher book. There is, unlike one, I don't remember where exactly, but I did find a audiobook for Terms and Conditions through my library, so I might listen to that one because I've heard a lot of good things, but I've also heard a lot of good things for Love Redesigned, so I'm going to say this was an unsuccessful challenge. Absolutely nothing wrong with Lauren Asher, and if you like her, absolutely no hate. Very happy that you like her. I just don't think she's for me, and that's okay. So yeah, if you read this, let me know what your opinions are on the book. Like, do you also think that nothing happens, or am I missing something? If you like me or my videos, I would really appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.